today we're going to just do a short video on the spiky ball, so the trigger point ball. So if I come up nice and close and let you see what we have here. So this ball is really good for releasing tension in the body, so it can be used on different parts of our body depending on what's tight. But today we're just going to look at using it under our foot, and ideally it would be one of these little spiky balls, because the little nodules can get right into the fascia, the connective tissue of your feet, and it acts like a bit of a massage, a bit like a reflexology session. Now the ball, you want to make sure it's not too firm, because depending on what we're doing with it, it can be a little bit sore. So this one has a little bit of give on the ball. Okay, so you can see it's got a bit of give. You don't want it too soft, you don't want it too firm. Now, why do we want to use a ball? It's great. You can use it first thing in the morning, just to start your day, just a quick little roll under your foot before you start your day, and that helps to ease off all the tensions. Now, that might sound a bit strange, but like I said, it's like reflexology. So we've got zones in our feet, we've got parts of our foot that correspond to parts of our body. And also, if our feet and our ankles are stiff, that then travels up and reflects and influences the rest of our body. So if we've got stiff ankles and feet, tightness, then it's going to affect how our knees move, how our hips move, and how our spine moves. So it's so important that this is all nice and released, and we release any tension that we might have. So just by using this ball under our foot, it will affect the rest of the body. You might find that your hips are stiff, or your lower back sore, but it might actually be coming from too much tension in the ankle and feet. So it's really important that you ease this off. If you've not got a ball, you can just do foot and ankle exercises, but this is just so good because it really gets deep into the muscles. Now what I'm doing here is I've placed the ball under my foot and I'm standing on the ball. So I do have one leg higher than the other at the moment, but I'm trying to place equal pressure on the ball, and just spending a minute or two letting your foot just flop over the ball, and then going to that metatarsal arch where your toes are meeting your foot. You want to then do the same there. So if you're always in quite stiff shoes, boots, whatever you happen to be wearing, there's not much give at the ball of the foot, then this part of your foot where your toes join your feet gets quite stiff. So that will affect how you move, how you walk, and it's going to affect how your body is as well. So I'm just letting that work in there. And then once I've done that, just a minute or so, I'm then rolling the ball forward and back. I'm going from heel to toe. And how much pressure you apply on this ball really depends on what you're using. So because I know this has got a bit of give, I'm then able to press quite hard into this ball. Now, I talk about the spiky ball quite a lot in my sessions. We've used them quite a lot in the sessions, but I really do, for me, it's like a wee magic bullet, because sometimes I've got a really stiff lower back, and even just to bend down and pick up the ball is really hard. But then once I've rolled my feet over the ball just for a minute or so, when I go to pick up the ball, when I'm finished, I've got more mobility, and I've released my back. So for me, it does do an awful lot. And I know it has done quite a lot of wonders for some people, tight shoulders, necks, and everything else. And they've just felt it's really released it. So now I'm going side to side, and I'm going to work through the 3 planes of motion, because I want to make sure that I'm targeting and I'm taking in as much of the surface area of my foot as possible. You want to try and go to the inside, you want to try and go to the outside of your foot. So you're trying to roll it to the top of your foot ever so slightly as well. You can do this standing, holding on to something. You can do this sitting down. Then I'm going to go with the circles. And whatever way you want to do this, it's really up to you. You could start in the center and work your way out, make it a bigger circle, or circle at the top for a few times both directions, and then travel down. So it's just up to you how you want to do this. And once you've spent a good couple of minutes or so with that, all you do is stand and notice the difference from one foot to the other. So straight away, this foot feels a bit more lifted up underneath. I do have a wee bit of fallen arches just ever so slightly, but I do feel now that that has lifted. All you even need to do is walk up and down, and you might feel the change as well. So we're now going to do exactly the same the other side. So like I said, we can do many things with this ball. We can place it on different parts of our body, but today it is just looking at using this to release the foot and the ankle, which will then release the knees and the hips and the back. So it's just important, if you find things like squats are hard to do, you're too stiff at the ankle, you can't flex at the ankle, just doing ankle exercises up and down circles, but preferably with the ball, will ease it all off. So all that fascia, connective tissue under the foot, everything will be eased off, more mobile, and it just really affects how you can move the rest of your body. So I can't recommend this enough. So just taking this forward and back. The one I'm using is from the Physical company. It does come as a pair, and it is a wee bit dearer, but if you know someone that wants to have a ball, you can just split it between you, but they're great. You can actually use the two, not at the moment to do this, but sometimes depending on what we're doing. I use it in Pilates, sometimes under our shoulders or under our glutes or under the back when we're lying on the floor, and it's sometimes quite handy to have two, and then you can just work both sides at the same time. So you would find use for the two, but just taking that side to side and then doing your little circles, and that just helps to ease it off. And then exactly the same. Once you've done that, you're just going to stand, feel the difference, and even take that little walk. And you should feel that it's eased off. And you might, like I said, feel that it's released something else in your body. So the spiky ball, trigger point ball, Physical company is where this one's come from. Can't recommend it enough. Spend a couple of minutes in the morning just rolling that underneath your feet, and you'll find that you've released the tension in your foot and ankle, and you can move a bit easier in your day. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video, and if you need any information about where to get it, Physical company, you can get in touch. Thank you very much.